Electric Car Podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm the editor for the current review.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm the editor for the Living EVs.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I'm the founder of Electric Car News.
All right, this week we will discuss the latest news as of October 24th.
All right.
So go ahead.
We can start off with the Hummer EV if you guys want. What do you guys think about it? The looks.
Yeah, I like the
I'm a
looks.
fan of the looks.
I think it's a very attractive car, but 112,000, I think that's pretty expensive for what you get.
The issue is that the 79,000 version won't be coming until 2024.
2024.
And it will actually have less range. It'll have less range, so you're talking 250, 300 miles per charge real world, which by 24 might not be sufficient for the competition.
No, you're right, because we're seeing pretty much not an exponential, but pretty much linear growth on range over time at this point. So
100%. But the thing is, when you're looking, because in that time frame, the Cybertruck is going to be out, you can get a plaid Cybertruck for less money than the base model of the Hummer EV.
Right. So now onto it. Well, do you honestly think like some of the things that come on the Hummer EV are worth the extra money over the Cybertruck, like crab walk, the video cameras underneath the vehicle, and some of those other things, the sky view, light removable?
I think it's important to know that we don't actually know a whole lot about what the features of the production Cybertruck will be and what it will come with.
Yeah, it's true.
It like the concept, I have a feeling it's going to be drastically changed, especially if they want to sell it in Europe. Like Elon has said, like he's gone back and forth with saying that they're going to like make it smaller, and then he's saying no, we're not going to change it. Now he's saying we're going to make it smaller. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Be interesting to see, but I think if they do want to sell it in other markets outside of North America, they will definitely need to make it smaller, and there'll probably be features we haven't heard of yet. There could be other, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what it will actually be like in production form, because I don't think it will be very similar to the concept that was unveiled.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
When I was right next to it though, it's absolutely massive. Like I couldn't even see it working on normal US roads in lots of cases. So I think,
which is mad. Then they have no hope anywhere else. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, 240 inches, and that's longer than like a Phantom long wheelbase, and it's probably not easy to park, especially in Europe where most of the cars are significantly smaller.
But, I know. There's no F-150s at all. Obviously, it's only the biggest you can get is a Ford Ranger in Europe at the moment, and I think Rams are special imports. They're brought in through a Belgian company, but they're incredibly rare. The only country where there's kind of somewhat occasionally common will be Germany. It's where they have some kind of a base, but no, I mean, full-size trucks don't work in Europe, so I think Tesla need to consider that if they want to sell it here. They'd have to make it more mid-size, kind of around the size of a Ford Ranger if it was to be competitive.
Yeah. But looks-wise, would any of you get it?
For the memes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've placed my order in, but it's a bit iffy if I'll continue with it. I don't know yet.
Well, sure, it's a $100 deposit. 600,000 people put in an order.
Yeah,
we'll
I wonder how many people. Yeah, sorry.
No, I about to say the same thing. I wonder how many people will actually continue with their purchase. I'm not sure.
I reckon around a fifth. So about 120,000, just at a rough estimate. Because I mean, a lot of people, everyone was putting in an order for it, because it was only £100.
Yeah,
a lot of people do cancel. That's just spitballing off, but I'd say about a fifth would follow through.
And I think that's a majority.
Model 3, where about half follow through with the Model 3 orders. I think it was something like that.
And a majority of the orders were the plaid and the dual motor version, and that would be a lot of people spending 70,000 on truck. But once again, in America, 70,000 for a truck is just, it's a brand new truck, limited.
It's pretty average actually. You go into a Chevy dealership, you can easily spec one out for over 80, pretty easily. And I'm not really too clued up on my trucks, but I know that they're not cheap.
Definitely, yeah, and they're getting more and more expensive. Like the price inflation for trucks is mad, considering what like a full spec Silverado was now versus what it was 10 years ago. I mean, yeah,
you know, I agree. So, what do you guys think about full self driving, like it releasing in the US? I know you probably don't know we don't know too much about it because none of us have full self driving. But do you think it's a positive move, or do you think it's a bit early? What do you guys think?
Well, it's sooner than expected. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but let's see.
We haven't heard of any incidents yet.
Yeah, there's been very few feedback because it's only been, as of time of recording, 48 hours since it was up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the
Go on.
Yeah, I saw the Kilowatts on Instagram posted a video, and I think one of his friends walked out in front of it, and the car slowed down and stopped, which was pretty impressive. But I mean, once again, you could probably do that normally with autopilot on in a city road.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually, with the standard autopilot, I've noticed that the car is much more cautious. It's slowing down like seconds later than what it normally does. It's not as harsh, and acceleration not as harsh. Corners, it slows down a lot better for. So I don't know if that's part of the full self-driving update. Cause I don't have full self-driving, but I think it feels a lot more confident and safe to me. But that's just me.
But yeah, my one issue right now with autopilot, and I'm not sure how they would fix it, is when I drive with autopilot on, and just say I'm coming up to a red light, and there's someone already stopped there, and then there's just say a chain of traffic on the other side, the car is still going to be going the speed limit until the sensors pick up the car in front of you.
Yeah.
So then you're just going to be flying past all this traffic at like 55 and
jolted all of a sudden.
I don't know how they would overcome that.
In fact, I've actually experienced that, it doing that, and it slowed down for me. It said slowing down for other lanes of traffic, but it was on the motorway. We were probably doing like 65, and the other lanes were doing about 40, and it slowed down for other lanes of traffic, which was quite impressive. But this was like a couple of weeks ago. So yeah.
So what does
you guys make of? Oh, go ahead.
So what does everyone think of the ID4, and do you think it will succeed in America?
I think it should do all right. I think the looks probably won't. I mean, the looks are all right. It kind of appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah.
What I don't get is why when they launched it, they did it in that yellow color, because it was just
I don't think that's the right color.
The metallic yellow. I mean, they also had a blue version there, but on the launch day, I don't know why they first revealed it in yellow. It was a bit of a strange move for me, because it's such a polarizing color.
Yeah. I mean, the car is not unattractive, and it's not like really attractive. It's just, I mean, it's just a sophisticated looking SUV. I think that's pretty much all I can say about the styling.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, I like
the infotainment should be quite good in it, because I checked out the ID3. I probably the only one of us to have checked it out, and the infotainment setup in it is very good. In fairness, it's real next gen kind of. But I think as well that they actually put a kind of like a center console, kind of cup holders and stuff as well. There's much more like kind of, because when you go into an ID3, there's like a big gap down the middle.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Very airy and kind of open and stuff, but I don't think that's
the i3.
Too good. Yeah, kind of like the i3. I mean, the i3 is almost a bit more storage areas and stuff, but like the the ID3 is like about as airy as you can get, whereas I don't think it's the same in the ID4, although the infotainment and everything is the same, and the screen and all that, like there's more solid SUV feel to it, which I think is better. That's a benefit.
So on that topic, what do you feel about like in the old Tesla Model S's without having a center console? What do you feel about that? Would you rather have the center console and have the extra storage space, or would you rather have the more airy interior?
They put that in as part of the midlife refresh in 16, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When they faced I mean, I think probably more storage is better. I'm not really one for the kind of open feel. I remember they used to have it on like old Volvos, like the S60 of like 2008, 2010. They'd have that kind of open gap in the middle, and it's not for me, to be honest.
No, I agree. I think more storage is probably the better option to go with. I think it's more of a selling point than it being airy. Yeah.
And that's why crossover should be practical.
Exactly, yeah. So what do you think about like the technology inside of the ID3? Like with the I'm not too sure which which edition that you checked out, but did it have the
It was the
heads-up display?
first edition with the it was the first edition with a 58 kilowatt battery pack. So I mean, it was okay. I mean, it kind of had partial autonomy, but you couldn't really activate it. There was some issue with the lane keep, lane keep basically is what it had, and it wasn't really working properly. But other than that, like it was okay to drive, and yeah, I mean, it kind of feels almost like a bubble on wheels inside, because it has almost kind of like a Model X kind of front screen, like it's very kind of airy and open and stuff like that. So but I think the ID4 will be very different in that regard. Although the tech and much of the parts are the same, it's much more kind of enclosed and kind of solid feel inside. So,
it's like Volkswagen version of the Model 3 and Model Y. It's very similar.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
ID3 will take away a fair amount of sales from the BMW i3 in particular.
Well, the BMW i3, it's already been struggling for a while, I think. Well, overall sales are quite impressive, but I don't know if they've extended the life cycle of it. It was originally going to end in 2020, but now they're talking 2022, 23. So it's outlived the i8, but I don't know long term. It will be such a...
Is it the 200,000th car that they delivered just recently?
Yeah, I posted that last week, I think. It was car number 200,000, So it's impressive, but then again, it's over 7 years, so we have to remember that.
Yeah, it is.
It was so far ahead of its time, though, in 2013.
No, I agree. When I first saw them, like quite a few years ago, it's pretty revolutionary, along with the i8 as well. I mean, they still look very, very space agey. They still look like what the modern vehicle.
Like even today, they look very futuristic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, definitely, yeah.
So do you think
the i4 should be? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Continue. Do you think like the ID3 or any other electric vehicle will take the sales from the Model 3, like take dedicated sales from Model 3?
Well, it should take some European sales, all right. The ID3, I think, in particular, because there's a lot more people who have affiliations with Volkswagen and stuff, so they're more likely to go with that brand now, since they have a good electric offering with decent range. If you spec the 77 kilowatt battery in particular, it's good real world range, like, so we're talking over 300 miles per charge on WLTP with 77. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it could be definitely take a fair few Tesla sales. Like, I mean, it's going to be like VW know it's going to be massive, because that's why they called it the ID3. I mean, they had it's the third stage, like after
exactly.
the Beetle.
I think it was a great stepping stone between the three sort of levels that Volkswagen's gone through.
Definitely, yeah.
So when you rode in the ID3, it's a front-wheel drive car. How is I'm not sure if you checked out the acceleration, but do the tires squeal a lot?
Yeah, it's actually, there's not much tire squeal, but the acceleration is very impressive compared to the e-Golf. Like, the e-Golf just didn't feel fast at all. Like, I actually, the first time when I was doing a 0 to 30 in it, it was in, I think, kind of an eco mode. But then when you put it in sport as well, there's a real kick. Like, of course, it kind of lags off. Then after 30 miles an hour, it kind of gets a bit slower with the acceleration naturally. But the instant kick, like from 0 to 20, 0 to 30, is definitely there.
Yeah. I've always wanted to drive a Bolt, actually. I just haven't got around to doing it. We have a dealership just around the corner, and I think I don't know, it could be an interesting car to drive and compare it to the e-Golf, which I've driven, which it's all right. It's a pretty decent electric car for 2016 when it came out.
I think the important thing with electric cars is they should be based off built from the ground up to be EVs, and that was the main issue with the e-Golf. Like, there was a few. I mean, but what I think is interesting is that there's still brands doing that, like the BMW i4, for example. That's based off the same platform as the 3 Series or 4 Series, but it's just slightly modified. But I still think, though, BMW, to be fair, they have modified that platform an awful lot, so it should be somewhat manageable with the electric chassis. Like, I mean, they're saying a theoretical 373 mile range, and I know that's just for the concept, but still, the production car should be over 300, which is good. I mean, it shows promise, like, so.
No, I agree. I think it's important for, if you are gonna not have go into producing an electric car, I think it's important, like especially with the e-Golf, you can feel that it was kind of like a half step for Volkswagen, which I think they're correcting with the ID3 because it was designed from the ground up as an electric car, which should make it feel more like an electric car than a sort of like middle ground car, which was kind of hard for many people. And plus, real world range for the e-Golf is not great around here. It's pretty.
Not, no. I mean, they actually reduced it in its last year to encourage people to pre-order the ID3. So that was quite interesting.
I actually didn't know that, but yeah, it makes sense.
I heard the ID. I forgot the numbers, but I heard the ID3 was significantly less to produce. I'll have to look that up though.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's the MEB platform, which VW they're just spewing them out like because they're going to use. It'll be used on everything. It'll be used on the ID3. It'll be used on the Q4 e-tron. Audi like the Audi Q4 e-tron. I mean, because it's such a diverse platform, and that results in much lower costs for the consumer. Exactly. Like the Q4 e-tron, if it was based off a unique platform, it would probably cost 70,000, 80,000, but well, not quite 70,000, but you're talking 60k, like around 10k less than a regular e-tron. But now because they have their own platform, I think they're gonna the Q4 e-tron. My sources are saying it'll be around $45,000 in the US, which is very good for a mid-size Audi SUV all electric. So, and it's all because of the MEB platform.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of automakers do that same sort of thing. I mean, GM have talked about it. Rivian has already done it. They basically just the exact same car with platform. Same platform, just with the R1T and R1S. It's pretty similar. Yeah. I can't think of any other automakers right now, but a Volkswagen. But yeah,
and the VW group because it encompasses so many brands like Seat,
exactly,
Audi, and Skoda. They'll be just all using the MEB platform. And then apart from, of course, the Porsche Taycan and Audi e-tron GT, they'll be the J1 chassis. But nearly every other upcoming EV by the VW group is MEB. So.
No, yeah.
I've actually got it coming out. I think Andrew, we can't hear Andrew. I'm pretty sure he's talking, but I can't hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's like 10 miles away from the mic.
Like, yeah. Anyway, I've got to go now, but it's good talking, and I'll see you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. It's been a while since that. Yeah. I mean, like, kind of chatting to you on and off, but I haven't actually seen what you look like. But yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Anyway,
bye.
See you later. Bye, man.